Hey scrappers, if you're looking to figure out what materials you should sell this week or hold this week, now is the time to do it. Our weekly report is going to give you that information, up-to-date market news, pricing. Let's get right into it and we'll talk about it inside. Hey scrappers, this is Tom from the iScrap app and Rockaway Recycling, and today is February 4th. Just so you know, this is not live. This was pre-recorded because I had something to do at our normal sessions, but this was recorded earlier today. So the markets really have been crazy. If you haven't done so before I start talking about it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And please become a YouTube member of ours. By becoming a member, you get lots of different videos that we post throughout the week, different episodes of the weekly reports, different videos that only members get. And so check those things out. And also, if you have questions, ask them. We'll always get you answers for those questions, even if they're next week or during the week, we'll respond. Markets. Oh my gosh, let's talk about copper. I feel like every single weekday this year, I have something new to talk about or report on a copper side of things. And it's just been like the craziest stretch of time, right? When I go all the way back to 2025 in the beginning of the year, and copper prices were like $4 a pound, and the market was stable, and it's like, oh, yippee-yi-yi-ki-yo, and the market goes and it hits $5 a pound. And then all of a sudden, that was like after Thanksgiving, right? And now we're like 2 months later and markets hit $6 a pound. And let's just talk about the craziness that's ensued over the last few days. Thursday morning, I had a members only video go out, and it talked about how there was at the time, 35-cent jump in copper. Ultimately, copper on Thursday at one point was up almost 66 cents per pound, only to end the day even. Friday, the markets went down. Monday, in very early trading, the markets went down to 5.58. Now we have markets back at $6. Now, this is all in a 5-day trading period, and this is really bad. 60 cents up, 60 cents down, that's $1.20 change. 15 cents down is $1.35. Then you bring it down to 5.60. Now you're starting to add these. We've had $2 worth of price swings in a matter of 5 days. What does that tell me? That tells me that these are not driven by supply and demand. These swings have been driven by traders manipulating markets. Now, it's been really interesting because the tariffs that Trump imposed were meant to keep material inside of the United States, and by doing that, strengthen kind of national security and manufacturing reliance on our own supply, not from importing from other countries. Good things. Now we've seen that so much material has stayed inside of the United States that countries that want to get material themselves are having a hard time, and they're even talking about shortages in supplies in China, which has not happened in many, many years. So are these traders driving the prices up? Well, yeah, maybe they are, right? Maybe they're playing with contracts, because when the market jumped on Thursday, I couldn't even book a contract at the higher prices because people are like, no. This is not even what we're going to touch. We're not going to play with this. We don't know if we can sell it. I couldn't sell any material on Thursday. So when we look at these markets on the copper side of things, what have I said for years, scrappers? We like stability, and not getting stability causes us problems. And that's the lane that we're in right now. So where could copper prices go? Well, believe it or not, I think they go one of two ways. I don't think they stay at $6. I think they go to $7 by the end of the year, or $5 by the end of the year. Either way, I'm good. Now, of course, you want it to go to $7, but from a scrapyard point of view, the higher the dollars, the more money we spend, and doesn't mean more profits. $7 copper would mean that the tariffs stay in place, that the Supreme Court does not rule that they were unconstitutional, and that the administration has the ability to implement them. And that could mean that more material stays in the country. That could mean that the price of copper, both domestically and globally, gets driven up because more people are going to be keeping material in the United States. More factories are being built, more material is going to be consumed. That would be the scenario that I see going to $7 copper. Again, these are opinions off of just stuff. $5 copper, some of the tariffs get pulled back. Some of the factories aren't being built as fast. And then we could even see a changing in Congress in November, which would limit some of the laws, regulations, and pushes that the Trump administration is having. So we could see 5, we could see 7. Wouldn't surprise me to remain at 6 either and have a level playing field, because it's really nice seeing that. What I do like is when the global price goes up, the US price is going up, or vice versa. They're staying in step. And that's really the key. Once we start to see a separation, that's when we have a pricing problem. And that's where scrap yards, traders, and manufacturers don't know how to properly purchase items. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So next, we've seen catalytic converters. I'll briefly talk about some precious metals, and we got a couple of other videos that will be dropping later this week for members only. When the new Fed chair was announced on Friday, hasn't been voted in, but was announced, we saw a stability returning to the US dollar. We saw gold prices retreat from 5,500 to 4,800. Now, since then, they've gone back over 5,000 an ounce. But we also saw platinum and palladium, key components in catalytic converters, going down as well. But we still have seen prices for catalytic converters at an average 2-year high. So we're still seeing very strong markets. Rhodium prices actually have stabilized and gone over 10,000 an ounce. And just to give you perspective, at one point last year, they were 5,000 an ounce. So doubling the market is really great. Platinum is a little bit off of its all-time record high, but some of those run-ups were along with gold and silver. Silver prices were 120 an ounce, and now they're 83 an ounce. So there's different things that we're playing with in the markets that we're trying to navigate and figure out. But that's kind of what's going on. Now, if you're interested, we have a couple members only videos we'll be dropping this week. We're going to be talking about the steel strength from the different winter disruptions and pricing that we've seen. We're going to be talking about what's going on with nickel and carbide scrap and a few other videos. So if you're interested, become a member only of our channel, and you can check some of those out along with other ones that we drop. Scrappers, my name is Tom Bushell from Rockaway Recycling, RR Cats, the iScrap app, and Rockaway National. Any questions, please comment below. Today is February 4th, 2026. Until next week, I'll scrap you later.